Today we are going to look at how we are supposed to use our timetable. So here's the main dashboard for a manager, a teacher, or a principal of a school. So when you want to use a timetable, you need to know some things. For you to use a timetable, you must have attended a class, you must have teachers, and also the teachers must have been assigned subject. How do we do this? When you want to add teachers, you will come to staff, you add the teachers that you want to add. These are the teachers that will be fetched by the timetable. When you want to add classes, you will come to these classes, you add your classes here. The classes that you want, I had already added mine. These classes, so you will add your classes there. Then after adding this class, you must assign these teachers their classes. You come to classes, maybe we want to assign teachers to grade 9. You click here grade 9A. You click here where we have letter A, this button where we have A. So you click A, you'll be taken to this class dashboard where you have several, but our concern now is timetable only. So you go to class teachers, you click class teachers, you assign each teacher the subject is assigned to teach. Then you save. I had already added my teachers. Then you click save. From there you go now back to the main dashboard. You go back to the main dashboard. Now you can come here to timetable. When you come to timetable, we have different categories. We are levels. We have pre-primary, lower primary, upper primary, and junior. And remember, one thing you need to note here, when you are adding these levels, you will come here and periods. You click and periods. Period 1 probably was supposed to be a lesson 1. You select the time period. They're supposed to be in between, let's say 8:30, 8 it starts at 8:20, so you earned 8:20. You set that duration to what period? Up to for PP1, well, I'm not sure. Let's say for example up to 8:50 you set. So that's the period when this period. If it's a break time, you tick break. If that button is for break, you tick break. You can move ahead to delete if you want to delete the period. Then you move on to period 2. Period 2, you want maybe lesson period 2 the way you want to call them. Period 2 time, it's between, let's say, from 8:50 you set to maybe like 9:20 you set that period. If it's break, you take as break, but okay, let's proceed. Period 3, you want the same way. So if it's break, you make sure you tick there, so that in the timetable they can be considered as break time and no lessons will be allocated during that time. Then you save. You click save configuration changes to save these periods we have added. Maybe you can be saving 1 or 2 because sometimes it may misbehave, although it's not expected, but you can be saving 2 or 3 periods after adding. Then after adding save configuration, remember you had already entered the teachers and the classes. So you will just come now and click generate timetable. I can give you an example of levels that I had already entered just for testing. And entered for junior school. These are levels and just entered while I was trying to test. You can see here when it's break, I ticked break where we have breaks. So in timetable, these breaks will not have any lessons allocated to them. Then I clicked save and I had saved this. I saved this period. Then from there, I clicked generate and save. And you can see this is the kind of timetable I was able to generate automatically without doing any. Look at break periods that I selected. There are no lessons allocated. That's the importance of tick. If you forget to select the break, your timetable will fail because you will have more spaces than lessons that you are required to earn. Also, you need to know that you can now use end date button. End date is just a way of making sure that you can maybe tune time to meet the needs of your school. For example, sometimes if you look mathematics, you may find mathematics here, but you want these mathematics lessons to be in the morning. So you can decide to use end date button and switch between this lesson and the other one. But remember, you cannot select one lesson and save. So you will click say end it, then you can select maybe I want to switch where was this mathematics lesson. I want it to be maybe science, something like that. Then you come back to the other one that you want to switch with, you select, then you save, click save details. That's how you will click. If you want extra mathematics and try to save, it will fail because it is set according to the Ministry of Education the number of lessons per week that every subject is supposed to be having. Remember also the number of periods for a junior school. They must be 11 because we have not necessarily 11, but where you will plot lessons, they are supposed to be 8. Then if you have 3 breaks, of course they are 11. When you go to upper primary, the number of periods that will earn, they have 7 lessons. So if you have 7 lessons plus 3 breaks, that means you will earn 10 periods. Then you click save here. And also another thing you need to remember when using this timetable is number of subjects per class. So when you come to this subject, for example, for junior, look, when you click end it, you must have 9 subjects for that timetable to have 9 times how many days per week? 9, not 9 times how many lessons do we have? Yeah, anyway, a number of subjects to fit the number of lessons per week. When you come to pre-primary, you do the same. So make sure you take care of that. If you select a few subjects, the timetable will have lesser slots. If you select more subjects than 9 for junior, or not, oh sorry, they are not supposed to be 9, they are supposed to be 8. 80 times 5, they are 40. For upper primary, 7 times 5, 35. So for upper primary, the class should have that 5. If you select more than that, the timetable will fail. So I think with that, we can be able to generate a timetable. So in case of any problem, we can solve in our various contact areas.